welcome down to the assembly area. It's time for race one of the BCV8 Championship, and boy oh boy are we excited for this. Ollie needs the man and pole. We spoke to him a little bit earlier, didn't we? Neil Fowler alongside him as well did say you think he got a bit lucky in qualifying. We'll soon find out about that. Russell McCarthy in third, Jim Bryan in fourth, James Wheeler fifth, Ian Price sixth, Andrew Young, then Johnny Wheeler, Ben Toby, Oliver Wardle, Steve Wells, Paul Linfield, Russell McAngus, Ronald Watts, Bob Luff, Guy Samuels, Chris Greenwood, Stephen Mackay, Simon Tickler, Simon Chris and Mark Lillington. Let's go in and have a little chat. I did want to see, well, we've got Steve Mackay here. Let's have a quick word with Steve. Look, getting himself ready. Steve, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Fine, thank you.
How good is it to be back racing?
Oh, it's marvellous.
Feels nice, doesn't it?
It's been a long time, hasn't it, really?
It certainly has. How did qualifying go for you, Steve?
Not brilliant, I have to say. But of course we had a bit of a long session under the safety car.
Yes.
And we had a combination of green flags, yellow flags, safety car flags.
And then there was only about 2 laps at the end to get going,
Absolutely.
Was traffic a bit of a problem in the end?
It was, because there was a lot of, my sort of final lap, there was a lot of D-class cars coming through, and obviously you've got to give them space, so it did compromise it a bit. And at the time I thought I was probably the only one in Class B, but I understand Simon's coming out as well. So at least there's 2 of us.
He's over there, actually, to your left, but there he is. Yeah, he's now. He went home to get it.
It's a little bit sparse this weekend on the B-class cars.
Well, you guaranteed a podium in Class B, so congratulations, I say now.
Yes. Well, we've got to finish.
Yeah, I still think you'll finish in the top 2 in Class B. Cheers, Steve. Best of luck, mate. Thank you. As you heard there, only 2 classes, 2 Class B cars, Bradley. Does that, when you're racing, does that make a difference, or does it still just go flat out and see what you can do?
Well, being in the slower cars, of course, it will mean you'll get caught up pretty quickly by the lead pack, especially on the short Indy circuit of Brands here. It's really easy. So you've got to be aware of what's going on around you. So yeah, I think it will make a big difference, I would have thought, and the guys need to be checking their mirrors all the time to make sure that they aren't getting embroiled in anything they don't want to be involved in, you know?
Definitely. Let's grab a quick word with Russell McCarthy, if we can, as well. He's just in his car, he's getting his cameras ready. Look, I'm going to come around this way. Jim, how was qualified?
Very short, just half a lap. Couldn't do an awful lot, because by the time it started again, I had all the D classes behind me, so obviously I had to let them go, because they're all trying to fight as well. So yeah, just very frustrating really, and they took forever to come out.
It took a while, didn't it?
The recovery vehicles took forever. You could have called the AA.
A little bit of confusion, didn't it? Because at one point we had green flags and then we had double waved yellows down the bottom. I couldn't understand. What was it like inside the car?
Exactly. We all went, should we go? and then of course it changed again. So it took a little while to figure out what was going on, because I'm thinking, have they just not noticed that it's there or what? But it was very strange. But
and what's your plan for the race?
Obviously to try and get as far up the grid as I possibly can and fight for position. But I think the start will be interesting, because of course no one's really in their right positions necessarily. So I think first.
So what's that? You've got lots of classes mixed up and different speeds of car. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what's going to go on. I think it's going to be carnage into the first corner, but hopefully clean.
Fantastic.
Clean carnage. That's kind of what we hope for. Yeah, that's what we want. Best of luck. Thanks for talking to us. Get ready. There we go. Let's grab a quick word of Russell if we can. Russell, how you doing? You all right? It's good to see you again.
Thank you very much. See you.
We spoke to Neil a little bit earlier. He thinks he got lucky in qualifying. Can you get him round Paddock Hill?
Yes. And then I will get Ollie going into Druids.
Really?
Inside or outside of Paddock Hill, just to clarify? We'll be watching.
It will depend on which way he goes. If he's on the inside, I'm not going to get through.
Is the pace in the car?
Yeah, I came here a couple of weeks ago testing, did a low 52, which is under lap record
52?
Pace. Yeah, so the pace is in the car.
Yeah.
We just need to have a clean run, really. Keep out of trouble. I've got a small issue with the gearbox where I can't go from second to third. So I'm going to have to, off the start, go from first to second to fourth to third.
Right.
So that's going to lock my brain up a little bit, but I should be all right once I get going.
Cool. Best of luck, guys. We will be watching. We've come down to the assembly area, but we are going to have to get ourselves back to the media centre so we can watch the action. Bradley, you're going to join us for this race,
I am, absolutely, yes.
And your first experience of the BCV8 Championship, what have you made of it so far?
I think it's fantastic. Close racing, cool cars. reasonably priced racing from what I understand, and a great community of people. So it's absolutely brilliant here, and I'm really enjoying it actually. Do you know what? I'd like to have a go. So if any of these guys are watching and they want to put me in a car, anytime.
There you go. Bradley grab it after a drive there. Right, so we're going to give you, we just did a little pre-record actually after qualifying, a little summary as to what happened in qualifying. Elaine, if you could roll VT, here's a little look back at the BCV8 Qualifying Championship.
Well, we had high drama for the BCV8 Championship qualifying, didn't we? Oh my word, Simon Cripps had his hand out his car, going very slowly. Lillington coming up. They tried to jiggle each other a little bit, didn't they? I think they were trying to read each other's mind. There was a collision that brought out the safety car. Wow, big drama in qualifying. Mind you, it didn't stop 2020 champion Ollie Neves from sticking it on the pole position. Yeah. It's going to be a very close and tight race. We're really looking forward to it.
So I'm going to lead into the next one as well, mate, okay? Okay. Stay on. Right, that was a little recap of qualifying there. Of course, all he needs on pole position. Now we've been working very closely with the BCV8 Championship this year. We're going to be at pretty much all of the rounds. We've got a little video to show you now of what you can expect from the BCV8 Championship in 2021. Roll VT. Right, everybody, you're going to get a little sneaky peek now. Welcome back inside Brands Hatch. Okay, pretend we're not. So if you're wondering where we are, we've come into the main bit in Brands Hatch. We're now going up the stairs inside the media centre. Makes for thrilling viewing this, Bradley, it really does.
Yeah, and also bad hair.
Do stick with us, because I can assure you it's going to be worth it as well.
to go out. The race beforehand is just finishing up. Bradley, what a view up here, isn't it?
It is probably the best view of any circuit in the country, I would have thought. Brands Hatch Indy, you can see absolutely everything from up here.
It is some view indeed. It's almost time for race 1 of the BCV8. A very confident Russell McCarthy down there saying he's going to get them both by Druids. Neil Fowler and Ollie Neves. Confidence there misplaced, or he's up for it?
I think he sounds pretty up for it, Ian, to tell you the truth. Be exciting to see what he's going to do, because I think, as we were speaking to one of the chaps before, it's very close. There's a lot of cars that aren't necessarily in the correct places because of what happens throughout qualifying, and it'd be interesting to see what happens. I'm hoping it's clean and there's no contact, but we will see. We will see what happens. But so far, it's been pretty good racing, very close, so very exciting.
We will certainly find out, won't we? If we could actually just bring the qualifying results up on the screen as well from the BCV8 qualifying a little bit earlier. I'll quickly just run through the running order. So as soon as we get up, that'll be great. Ollie Neves on pole position, Neil Fowler in second, Russell McCarthy in third, Jim Bryan in fourth, James Wheeler in fifth, Ian Pryor in sixth, Andrew Young in seventh, Johnny Wheeler in eighth, Ben Tovey in ninth, Oliver Wardle in 10th, Steve Wells will be starting 11th, Paul Linfield in 12th, Russell McAngus in 13th, Ronald Watt in 14th, Bob Luff in 15th, Guy Samuels 16th, Chris Greenwood 17th, Steve Mackay in 18th, Simon Tinkler 19th, Simon Cripps in 20th, Mike Lillington I don't think is there, is he, after his incident. The group before are just coming in. Just to clarify, Ollie Neves, the man on outright pole position in Class D. It's Jim Bryan, the man on pole position in Class C. Fantastic effort there. Paul Linfield, Class AB, the man on pole position, and we do have Guy Samuels, Class I in there, and Steve Mackay and Simon Cripps is now running Class B. So only 2 Class B cars, but it is going to be very exciting. It's always exciting into Paddock Hill, isn't it, Bradley?
It's yeah, it can be eventful. As I said, hopefully it can stay clean. Who's your money on then, Ian?
Ollie Neves.
I reckon so as well.
He's 2020 champion. He kind of dominated a little bit last season. He's on pole again. I'm expecting big things.
And we spoke to him earlier. He sounded very confident, didn't he? He sounded like he's got the car underneath him and he's ready to go.
It's the same car as last year, so he knows it. He knows. We spoke to Neil Fowler, didn't we? And he was a little bit unsure. It's a new car for him, unsure where the limit is. Perhaps a few personal mind games there. For
yeah,
Fowler.
I think he was being slightly modest. I have to say the car looked immaculate. So I think he probably does know what it's doing, and I probably think he's probably going to have a good go and a good run to try and get a podium today. But we'll see, because he didn't, like I say, sound that optimistic himself. But yes, we think he's being modest.
I think he's being modest. I really do. Now, if you're watching this, wherever you're watching, please do like, comment, and share. We want to get as many eyeballs on the AMG Car Club, especially the BCV8 Championship. And don't forget, we will be bringing you the Midget and Challenge Sprint race. Midget and Sprite Challenge race immediately after. We'll be staying live, so don't go anywhere. You get 2 races
back to back.
How good is that? We're expecting big things in that Midget and Sprite race as well, after first and second separated by nothing more than a slice of A4 paper, I think there, Bradley. 0.027 of a second was the gap. That's going to be tight, isn't it?
What is that, thousandths or hundredths, Ian? I think it's hundredths, isn't it?
It's hundreds. Somebody, if you're watching this and you know,
let us know in the comments.
You're certainly a lot smarter. I imagine everybody watching this is probably smarter than me. But again, please do comment. We do see the comments, so we do read them out as well. So please let us know. First of all, where you're watching. Are you at home? Are you at work? Are you out and about? What are you doing today? We want to hear from you. The beauty of this, of course, you can watch it on your mobile phone. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, and we're on Twitch, Bradley. We're everywhere. So there's no excuse not to be watching, right? So who's your money on, Bradley? Who are you going for here?
Ollie, I reckon.
You're
I think
Ollie.
he's going to be the man for it.
Remember, there are multiple classes here today as well. So technically, we're going to have numerous winners.
Yes, we will, absolutely. There will be 3, is there, Ian? Is there
we've got
3?
Ollie Neves, Class D on pole. Jim Bryan is Class C pole sitter. We've got Paul Linfield, Class AB pole sitter. We've got Guy Samuels, who's the only driver in Class A. That's the invitation class.
So he's going to win that.
So he's going to win that.
Congratulations.
And then we've got 2 drivers in Class B, Stephen Mackay in Simon Cripps. So you're guaranteed to finish in the top 2 if you're Class B.
Yes.
And if you're in the invitation class, you're the only one.
You're guaranteed to win.
Even if you don't start, you've won. Congratulations.
I think they're just clearing up a bit of debris from the previous race over at Druids up the top there.
Oh yeah, if we have a little
so
look.
there may be a small delay.
A couple of cars being towed. Look.
Beautifully looking old cars being towed back, which is a shame. I hope there's no serious damage there, but you never know with these things.
You really hope not, don't you?
The wheels are all still attached and they're not on their roof, so it looks pretty promising. Now, I think they're pretty good at clearing things up at Brands. They've got it down to a T. Pull them off there on the exit road.
They are, though I do have to agree. We spoke to down in the assembly area, didn't we? It did take quite a while to clear Mark Lillington's. I know you weren't here for qualifying, Bradley. It did take a while to clear Mark Lillington. In fact, I think there might have been a little bit of miscommunication there. But however, having said that, the Orange Army, what a great job they do everywhere, up and down. In fact, the British Marshals are the best in the world, aren't they?
And I believe the vast majority of them volunteer and do it for the love of the sport, which is absolutely fantastic.
It really is. We wouldn't go racing if it wasn't for the Orange Army.
We can't go racing without them. Brilliant. Well done, guys and girls. Absolutely fantastic. At least they got the weather fit today, though. I mean, it could be throwing it down with rain. But it's quite windy up here at on the top of the media centre. But I think it's a little bit nicer back down on ground level.
Well, we had that at Alton Park last year. Those of you who joined us for that, it just rained all day. It's one of those days where it just rains. It does not stop raining. In fact, it got called early. The meeting got called early.
I remember this. I wasn't there, was I? But I remember watching this on your page.
It was treacherous.
And you were putting pictures up of keeping warm in the media, from memory, I think.
we certainly
were.
To be. We certainly were. So I hope you're enjoying the coverage of the MG Car Club today here live from Brands Hatch. We've got a BCV8 Championship Race 1 coming up, followed straight after by the Midget and Sprite Challenge Race 1 as well. The Lackford Engineering Midget and Sprite Challenge. Again, please do like, comment and share. We do see the comments. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Head over to Live Sport Now or My Supercar on YouTube. Hit subscribe and you can watch all of our live motorsport in 2021. In fact, we're going to be following the MG Car Club around the country this year. I'm pleased to say we'll also be broadcasting the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. We'll be with the 750 Motor Club doing the historic Formula as well. In fact, we're going to be everywhere, Bradley. It's going to be quite some year.
Where's the next round then, Ian? Where are you off to next?
That's a cracking question off the top of my head, Bradley. 2 weeks' time, although I can tell you next Saturday you can watch the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship Open Day live on My Supercar. We'll be bringing you all the action. In fact, I'm co-hosting it as well, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Special guest BTCC, or former BTCC driver Bobby Thompson is one of our special guests. So
Bobby's a
tune
top
in
lad.
Next Saturday. That will be well worth your time.
And Bobby had that big accident, didn't he, at Croft back end of last year?
He went roly-poly, didn't he?
He did, big time. Yeah. It was one of those really freaky accidents. It was nobody's fault. He got pushed onto the grass and he ended up in about an 8-turn barrel roll. And I think he was injured, actually, Bobby was. It took him a while to recover. I think he's back now.
He's back now. In fact, I think, if I believe correctly, he's doing the Porsche Carrera Cup.
He might be.
I think so.
I didn't think he was, but he might be right.
Okay.
Then. I do follow. I know he's doing a lot of driver coaching, so do go over and follow
you're right.
Bobby Thompson on social media.
I could look like an absolute fool. Bobby, if you're watching, where are you driving? I think it's the Porsche Carrera Cup, although
you might be
I
right.
might be wrong. I'll ask him next week.
Well, if you're not, you should be.
Yeah, and if you're not, you should be. No, what you should be doing, Bobby, is racing in the BCV8 Championship or the Midget and Sprite Challenge. Bradley, has this got you excited?
It has.
Does this make you want to get in one of these and think, oh, come on, I need to get out on track now?
Watching these cars on these tyres, they're all loose. There's front wheels popping up into the air because they're so soft. Four wheels sliding out of corners. It is genuinely good racing. Genuinely good fun to watch.
And we will be going racing very, very shortly. We just make sure the track is fully clear. In fact, another car's just been towed just round the corner of Druids, just at the top there. Bradley, let's talk Brands Hatch. It's a circuit you know quite well. You made your debut here in 2019, didn't you? I think, having driven Brands Hatch myself, I think Graham Hill is the hardest corner in a circuit because you come down the hill, you're carrying a fair bit of speed, it catches a lot of drivers out. What do you think?
It's a tricky corner. There's a lot because of the undulations here at Brands Hatch. The hill, I mean, if you ever walk Paddock Hill, I mean, you can just see from the camera shot, if we pan around there, you can see how steep.
And it's a lot steeper than it actually looks even on camera.
Steep. And you've got to make sure that the car is balanced and settled when going through that corner. You do not want to be turning on the brake. You do not want to be putting the car into roll oversteer, because if you get it wrong at Paddock, it is so easy to put the car on its roof. So you want to make sure that you get that done and get it done quickly, get the car in, get back on the pad, get the back of the car into the road and really drive through the corner. And it's the same through Graham Hill, the left-hander there. And you're right, Ian, coming down there, it's a full straight. There's quite a curve. You can't really see it from not driving, but it turns quite a lot to the left. But you really need to break that corner down and straighten it up as much as possible to get the car as balanced as possible. And being son of a touring car driver, I like to take a lot of curb on the inside, and I like to get the car up on two wheels. I think it helps the car rotate, but obviously you've got to be mindful of track limits there, and obviously on the exit as well. That's crucial. You don't want to be running wide onto the rough stuff there and be on that curb, because I believe there's a camera there. I'm not sure if they're using it today, but I do know that they will penalise drivers for running wide there. So you've got to make sure you get that corner right. But also, of course, if you get it wrong, you lose all that speed down the straight. I believe it's the Brabham straight, isn't it, that one there? If it's not, I think it was.
I think that's the Cooper straight.
Is
this the Brabham straight behind?
The straight just after Graham Hill, but you want to make sure that you get the car fired out of that corner and get all the speed down into the long sweeping left and then right back onto the main straight.
You certainly do, and of course track limits have been the hot topic in Formula One as well, as we saw at Bahrain, and of course at Imola as well. They were certainly keeping a sharp eye on things. There is a bit of damage to that car, 110, just down to your left.
Unfortunately, the Alan Mann car there.
Yeah, what a shame.
Unfortunate to see that in that condition. Hoping that's just a bonnet on that and nothing more, but it looks like it had a bit of a knock on the front side of that. It's always sad to see cars,
isn't
like
it?
that bent, but unfortunately that is the sad fact of motorsport. It happens, and many drivers, I have myself, I've done a few front ends in the past, and it's easily done, unfortunately.
It's certainly, that was racing in the equipped GTS there. The race has just finished. We try, apologies for a little bit of delay here, we do try and time this to absolute perfection, but motorsport never quite gives you that. It would be typical if we'd still been down there, everything would have been on time and would have missed the start, wouldn't we? It looks like the cars are about to head out on track, though we do have waved yellows down there. It looks like, is that the safety car getting ready? I did have a bit of a giggle earlier, actually, with the course car. It's got MG car stickers all over it. It's actually a Ford.
Well, you want to be getting in contact with whoever runs that needs to be getting in contact with an MG dealership somewhere and getting a proper car for the series.
I believe that yes. In fact, I can see it. There it is. It's flashing, just coming down the pit lane, Leon.
It's the MG Focus.
If you get that, it's the MG Ford Focus, the course car here.
Fantastic.
There is, I have to state, there is actually, the safety car is an MG.
I did see it earlier. There was an MG knocking around.
You can
somewhere.
see it as they're coming onto the circuit now. It's almost time for race one of the BCV8 Championship, the very first race of 2021. It's almost time to turn the wheels in anger. We're going to see some racing action very, very soon. Ollie Neves, the man who is on pole position. Neil Fowler right behind him there. There's Russell McCarthy in the yellow 93. Jim Bryan, who's the Class C leader in the black MG there as well.
So they've been trying to get as much temperature in those tyres as possible on this formation lap. Try and get the heats up in those. It's the ambient today, as much as it looks sunny and hot, it's not as warm as they'd probably like. So they'll be working those tyres hard, especially the rears. Short wheelbase car, really easy to lose the rear end. So if I was in one of those cars, I would be weaving like a crazy man to try and get those temperatures up in the rear of that car.
Well, we have to remember, don't we? It's still April, although it is. The sun is shining. It's it's not a summer's day, and up here it's a bit nippy. Of course, a little bit different down trackside. Track temperature will be a bit warmer, but yeah, as you say, it's get those tyre temperatures up. I always think Paddock Hill's such a difficult first corner because it comes at you so quick, doesn't it?
Well, this is the thing, and you want to be in the best position going through Paddock. You don't want to find yourself in the wrong place. You don't want to find yourself on the outside, and you don't want to find yourself right on the inside. Ideally, in a perfect world, you want to be on the racing line because it is a crucial corner to get right. Because as I said earlier, if you get that corner wrong, it can be bad sometimes, and I think we've seen it many times before with cars ending up in the gravel and unfortunately ending up on their roofs as well. So they'll all be wanting to get through that safely, and yeah, let's hope they do.
I'm sure they will. They're coming up to the start line now, just to line up. So here is your running order for the very first race of the BCV8 Championship in 2021 here live at Brands Hatch on the Indy Circuit. 1.2 miles of V8 power. Ollie Neves race. It is almost time for lights out. The very first race of the BCV8 Championship in 2021. My word, Bradley, I'm excited. Are you?
I'm excited. 400 horsepower power there, sitting on that front row in such an old car with rear-wheel drive. Very exciting.
They are a joy to listen to, aren't they? In the days where we talk about electric cars coming in, these hark back to yesteryear, don't they? Big
They're
fat
all sat there
V8s.
revving nuts off. It's absolutely fantastic here, and it's just what we want to hear. Brilliant.
It's 20 minutes of pure V8 heaven here at Brands Hatch. The tarmac's about to light up. Are we going to have a clean race? I certainly hope so. We're going to watch the action down into... I'm going to move out of the way for you, Liam. So here we go, it's almost time. I can't actually see the lights. As soon as it goes out, it's Ollie Neves on pole position. Neil Fowler alongside him. It's like Neil Fowler trying to get the power down. Ollie Neves is going to take the lead. It looked like Neil Fowler got quite a start there. Russell McCarthy going to try and make a move. He's not going to get it done this time. Look at that. Is that Ian Pryor coming round? He's really going for it. What a sound. What an absolute sound that is. And it is Ollie Neves who takes the lead of the race. And he's got a comfortable lead as he goes around Druids. Come down the hill with all that power into Graham Hill Bend. Let's have a look here. Can they all get through? Everyone's round the first corner, around Druids absolutely safely as well. And it is McCarthy who's got himself into second place. He told us he was going to do it. He's managed to do it as well. Simon Cripps has made up 3 places as well. Wow, what a start, Bradley. Everybody made it through
and it looks
safely.
like it's all clean in as well. It doesn't look like there's been any contact.
No, everyone's made it through.
Oh, there's somebody off on the top up there.
Oh, there is.
Somebody's
We've got a spinner.
Hopefully doesn't
Please
get
don't
collected.
hit anyone. No, it's like they're going to get away with that safely. We'll see who it is once they come back around, get it started, and actually get it going. I think cold tyres, Bradley, just a bit
I
of
think
nerve.
that's exactly what that was in. I think that was cold tyres leaning on that left rear too much.
So it is Ollie Neves in first place, McCarthy in second, Fowler's dropped down to third, Ian Pryor's jumped up to 4th place. Then we've got Wheeler, young Brian has dropped down from 4th down to 7th. Then we've got Johnny Wheeler, Wardle, Toby, Samuels, Linfield, Watt, McGangus, Cripps, Luff, Mackay, Greenwood, Tinkler, and it looks like it was Wells who was the spinner at the top of the circuit there. And look at it, it looks like Fowler's starting to get to grips with his car and he's coming back. That McCarthy as well, look at that. They're going to have a good old tussle. They're just going to allow Ollie Neves to run away with this. Let's see as the race progresses. We've still got 18 minutes of this race to go. It's only lap 2. There's a lot of action left to happen yet here at Brands Hatch.
And it looks like Ollie Neves is pulling away quite a lot there, really. He's got a fair few car lengths there. I think the two messing about behind him have definitely given him the opportunity to break away from them. But let's hope they get into position and start chasing him down, which I think they probably will.
They certainly are, aren't they? We know McCarthy is feeling quite punchy here today. And what a sound, by the way, don't they, mate?
They sound absolutely fantastic.
It sounds like Formula 1 up here, I've got to be honest.
It sounds better than Formula 1, Ian.
That's what I like to hear. Simon Cripps on the move as well, started in last place, of course. He's up to 13th place. Class B, of course, making a big move. In fact, he's now the Class B leader. Oh, that roar just sounds like something else, doesn't it? And here comes Cripps down round Grey Hill Bend. If we're looking at the leader, still Ollie Neves, although he's not getting away with this, is he? It looks like McCarthy might even be closing the gap ever so slightly. As Ollie Neves comes over the start finish line, your race leader is last time out at 54.066. Faster than McCarthy, who did a 54.290, so just ever so slightly extending the lead. Looks like James Wheeler, or one of the Wheelers, I think it's Johnny Wheeler, isn't it? Oh, having a go at Jim Bryan and almost gets out of shape going down Paddock Hill, who manages to keep it together. You missed it on the camera, but I'm pleased to say there they are, look. The yellow car, the Wheeler car, and Jim Bryan going toe to toe around Druids. They're going to come down the hill. Stick with this battle, Leon. Let's have a little look. So Jim Bryan and Wheeler going toe to toe here.
The number 74 of Byron's looking a bit twitchy. Looks like he's struggling to get that into the apex here.
He is, isn't he?
I think he's struggling with balance on the car there.
And he's under a lot of pressure from Johnny Wheeler as they're going around the top. That's the battle on track at the minute. Johnny Wheeler and Jim Bryan going toe to toe here, having a good old tussle. Car number 199, of course, racing with his son James, who's just a little bit further up the road. In fact, he's the next car up the road. As we said before, down in the paddock when we spoke to them, not going to miss those yellow cars, are we?
No, you're not going to miss the Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee. James and Johnny Wheeler. James currently the leader of the two. So let's have a look at the gap at the minute. Ollie Neves has got a 2.5 second lead over Russell McCarthy in second, who's got a lead of just over a second from McCarthy. From Neil Fowler, getting to grips with his car, and it's like Jim Bryan's managed to just hold off Johnny Wheeler for the time being, although he's so much quicker, isn't he, into the corners is Johnny Wheeler. He gets all over the back of Jim Bryan, and then Bryan just seems to pull away on the straights.
He's right on him now, coming onto the main straight there, Ian. He's right on his bumper. I think he's going to be having a look up through Paddock Hill in a minute.
He is, isn't he?
He's going through
and if you
now.
And he's got through. Johnny Wheeler's got past Jim Bryan.
Easily done.
And there's a bit of a tussle going down on the camera, as you can see there. Looks like they've got the move stuck there, and that was Johnny Wheeler's got past Bryan. We'll see who that is in a minute. And it's starting to already. Ollie Neves, the leader, starting to get very close to the back.
He's driving away there. He's in a world of his own, just driving away. But he is holding him. The number 93 of McCarthy, he is holding play. So I think if he's sensible with his tyres, he might be able to catch him towards the end of the race.
Well, I can tell you something. The gap's now down to 2 seconds. He's pulled nearly half a second out.
Is he pulling him in, is he?
It's 2 seconds now is the gap. It was 2.4 just 2 laps ago. So starting to get it back in. Still got just under 14 minutes or so of this race left to go. There's still a long time to go yet.
They've both got Fowler in third, though. There's a big gap there, of just over 6.5 seconds.
I suppose the big question is, can Ian Pryor in fourth get close to Neil Fowler now? What's going to happen with Neves? Neves is now starting to come up to a bit of traffic.
He's catching up the back markers.
And Luff and Tinkler.
Looks like he's just being held up round
and
there.
That's not where you want to try and get past, is it? And that's going to really allow
give McCarthy in
to close
second
up.
an opportunity to get onto the back of him there. But it looks like he's got past one of them, and I think he's going to get past the second on the main straight.
He is, isn't he? But the gap has tumbled down, hasn't it? What's the gap now?
Well, let's have a look. He's definitely caught him up. He's 8 tenths. 8 tenths off him, and he's right on him through Paddock Hill.
So that bit of traffic has really worked in Russell McCarthy's favour there. Can Ollie Neves hold on? We've got a long way to go yet, Bradley. This is super exciting. What a great race.
There's a lot of back markers there, Ian. They've both got to navigate through those safely, so I think they're going to catch up with each other here. And I think the lead might change.
Oh, they are, aren't they? That's
Hill.
Crucial for Neves to get through there.
Neves in the 93 passing another back marker.
It's one of the difficulties of Brands Hatch Indy, isn't it, Bradley? Traffic. You come up against them so quick. When you're talking about a 53-second lap, it gets quite hectic quite quickly.
Especially when there's 5 different classes of cars at all different varying speeds. It's really very quickly, as we can already see, the cars do start bunching up, and it's extremely difficult to know where people are. But it's good racing. It makes great racing because actually everyone's racing with everyone. Doesn't matter where you are.
It's fantastic to see, isn't it? And of course, Class D cars are the fastest of the classes, so they keep a sharp eye on those ones as the racing action gets down. And following Ollie Neves as he comes down into Graham Hill Bend, the left-hander here. Nobody's actually got caught out down here, so it shows how much I know. Saying I think it's the hardest corner.
And McCarthy's now 1.3 seconds behind Neves in that last lap, so he's lost a bit of time, I think, getting through the back of the pack there. But let's hope he catches them up. It looks like Ollie's catching up some more back markers. That might give McCarthy a chance to close the gap back down again. Let's just see when they come past the start-finish line. What has that gap done? Has it increased or decreased?
Let's have a little look, show. Just looking at the time machine, it's not a lot's changed, although I can tell you, Ollie Neves has just done a 52.838, the fastest lap of the race. In fact, he was 1.5 seconds faster than McCarthy on that last lap alone. Probably attributed to traffic, but he looks like he's on fire. Is he now getting grips to that car again? And the tyres warming up a bit, Bradley.
I think they'll be at temperature now, Ian. So yeah, they're up there. He's just about managing the car and making sure they don't overheat. I don't know where they're running the tyre pressures, but as I said earlier, the ambient's quite cold, so they may or may not overheat depending on where the teams and the drivers decide to put the tyre pressures. Obviously, the higher the pressures, the hotter the tyres will get. So let's hope they've got that right.
I do feel them up for the marshals, they're pretty much down there now, just having to wave the blue flags constantly, aren't they?
It must be incredibly difficult, as I said, especially with this type of racing with all these different speeds of cars. They'll probably just leave the blue flags out and you just wave them constantly.
I think so. So you've got the camera down onto Paddock Hill Bend of Ollie Neves going round A few other notables to mention as well. James and Johnny Wheeler running very well, 5th and 6th respectively. Brian in 7th. So here is your current running order. Ollie Neves out in front, McCarthy in 2nd, Fowler in 3rd, Pryor in 4th. Then you got James and Johnny Wheeler 5th and 6th. Brian, Samuels, Tovey, Young, Cripps, Wells. Cripps, by the way, has flown up the order, hasn't he? The Class B leader. Cripps in 11th, Wells in 12th, Wardle in 13th, McAngus in 14th. In Class AB, of course, Linkfield in 15th, Greenwood in 16th, Mackay in 17th. Tinkler has got past Watt on that last lap as well to move up to 18th. Watt in 19th. Luff in 20th. We had 20 drivers start. We have 20 cars out on the track as well. This is what we like to see from the BCV8 Championship. The racing is fierce, it's fair, and it's very, very exciting. So exciting, I almost swore then, but I managed to hold myself back.
It looks like Need is still pulling away from McCarthy, so he's on absolute fire today, Ian. He's really got that car working for him. You can see the gap visually now. It's definitely increasing.
He's got a 4-second lead now over McCarthy, and he's confidence coming back, I think, isn't it? Certainly, look, as he's coming down.
And he's still a second quicker as well. He's on a 52.8 versus a 53.7 to McCarthy in 2nd. So he's an absolute fire with that car.
So we've got just over 9 minutes of this race left to go. Still a lot of action to happen. It's starting to settle down a little bit, isn't it? So not a lot of changes over the last couple of laps, not a lot of position changes.
Like we've got the two wheelers catching up with each other. Is that a father-son?
That is, yeah, James and Johnny Wheeler there.
Which way round have we got that then, Ian?
That's a good old ding-dong to keep an eye on, isn't it, that one, I have to say, although they are running different classes. So Johnny is in the Class D, James in Class C. So technically Johnny's car should be slightly quicker, the 199. And I think, I imagine James's son will probably just let him go.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't let my dad go through, not in a million years. I'd keep him right behind me all the time.
That's all the good Christmas dinner there, Bradley.
Fantastic. It's great to see it though. Brilliant. And it's all been clean so far here. We've not seen, that I can tell, any damage. There's been no contact. Clean racing.
And here he goes, if he just followed him down into
and I think he has. I think he's pushed him to the outside. So I think he's trying to keep him behind him.
I don't think he'll quite have the power to be able to catch up and get back through. Like I say, they are running different classes. Johnny in Class D, the faster class, and James in Class C. So it looks like Johnny has managed to get the job done there. I mean, you can't tell until they get close, can they? Because of the numbers.
They're identical. You can't tell. You're right.
They're absolutely identical. And no, it's still James out in front.
I thought it was. Yeah, I didn't think he got past. So he is keeping him behind him, which is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
And I can tell you, all he needs is now really getting into the swing of things. He's opened up a 5-second lead at the top. McCarthy in 2nd, Fowler in 3rd, Pryor in 4th. They've got the two wheelers 5th and 6th. James and Johnny respectively. They're Brian, Samuels, Tovey, Young, Cripps, Wells, Wardle, McAngus, Greenwood. Mackay has got past Limpfield on that last lap to move up to 16th place. Tinkler in 18th, Watt in 19th, and Luff in 20th. And the final of the runners as well. 20 cars started this race, and we've still got 20 runners. Magnificent stuff, isn't it? And still a battle between James and Johnny Wheeler as they go around Druids.
Side by side around Druids, side by side coming down to Graham Hill. And who's going to get the corner?
Who's brave? Who's going to be brave? He's not going to let him go, is he, Bradley?
Not. No, he's absolutely
Shows how much
not.
I know. And he's desperate to keep his dad back in here. Look at the power though that Johnny Wheeler's got. Look at that, he goes straight through the middle.
Fabulous driving there, nice and clean, and he's got the job done.
Magnificent. There goes Jim Bryan in the car, 74.
But he's taken a wider line through. I think even with a slower car, he's trying to get a switchback on him, which I think he is just about doing. No, he's not.
I can tell you, I think we have lost Simon Cripps. Has got an issue. Of course, he had the incident in qualifying and went home, believe it or not, to go get his Class B car, and he. Has he got a problem? He's dropped down the order down to 16th place. It's good to see if I can see his car. We've got somebody going very slow.
We've got someone pulling off
just up Paddock Hill. Somebody's off the track, Leon, at the top. At Paddock Hill, if you turn the camera at the top of Paddock Hill, There's somebody off. There we go. And that is a retirement. I'll find out who it is. And that is not Simon Cripps. We'll find out very, very shortly who
I think that car's in a safe position, but they're still waving double waved yellows, so I don't think they're happy with the way that car's been left.
Yeah, I was going to say it's quite a sensible place to park up, actually.
Let's hope they don't bring the safety car out, but it's looking that might be likely, although I think that's a pretty safe place to pull the car.
I think that's a very safe place. I think that's a very, very smart, actually. We'll see who it is very, very shortly, and we do, according to TSL, have the
so as it
green
stands,
flags.
there won't be any overtaking into Paddock Hill at the moment, unless, of course, drivers do miss the yellows, which they shouldn't.
So Johnny Wheeler's got past James Wheeler. That's the big current story. We've got retirement from the race as well. Cripps came into the pits. It looked like, I think he's back out. Yeah, I can see Simon Cripps back out
He's just
on the track.
overtaking into Druids, I think, at the moment, Ian, I believe.
He is, and Ollie Neves coming up to an awful lot of traffic, but he does have a comfortable lead. In fact, Ollie Neves' next car to lap is Simon Cripps. He does just get out of the way.
But the two wheelers are still with each other, Ian, even despite they're in different classes. They're both
aren't they? And
right on each other's bumpers.
That's very interesting to see. So Johnny Wheeler, car number 199.
He's got
wide. Is that Johnny Wheeler? Oh no, the car's broken. The car looks like there's a problem. He's going to come straight into the pits. And it is James Wheeler. You wouldn't believe it, Sir Bradley. James Wheeler, he had rotten luck in 2020 and he's having rotten luck here today. He pulls into the pits and I think James Wheeler is out of this race. What a shame.
That is a shame because there was some good racing happening there. But it's the unfortunate fact of motorsport, sadly.
Yes, and I can tell you the car parked at the top of paddock is Simon Tinkler. He's out of the race as well. So that looks like we have two retirements from this race with 4 minutes left on the clock.
And race control looked to be quite happy with where he's pulled the car because they pulled the yellows in and they're letting people overtake back into paddock now. So I think
that's what we like to see, isn't it, Brad? It's a sensible place to park the car. I think it's not in anybody's way. So let's get racing. So that retirement for James Wheeler has allowed Brian Samuels, Young, Toby Wells and Wardle all to make up a place. So your running orders, Ollie Neves out in the lead, Russell McCarthy in second, Neil Fowler in third, we've got Pryor in fourth, Johnny Wheeler in fifth, then Brian Samuels, Young, Toby Wells, Wardle, Cripps, Greenwood, Rick Angus is moving up through the field, then Mackay, Linfield, Watts, Luff, and we have lost Wheeler and Tinkler from this race.
And Neves has got now nearly a 10-second lead to McCarthy.
And so he was, that lap, Bradley, 2.5 seconds faster. Sorry, nearly 3 seconds faster.
Yeah, he's really got that
McCarthy.
car. He's really got that car working from there. Ian.
He's got clean air. He's
in a race
absolutely
of his
dialed
own
in,
there.
isn't he?
He absolutely is. Fantastic driving.
He's going to take some stopping this season in Class D. So what a shame that is for James Wheeler. Had quite a bit of rotten luck last year, and unfortunately that bad luck has followed him into 2021 so far. Hopefully in getting the car fixed for race 2. Of course, race 2 we'll be bringing you a little bit later this afternoon as well. How exciting is that? Race 2 gets underway at around about 5:30, and we'll be live for that. So 2.5 minutes left to go, Brad. You've been impressed with what you've seen.
Absolutely, and I think it's been brilliant. Clean racing, no safety cars, hardly any yellows. Fantastic, just what we need.
There have been no on-track incidents at all, actually, have there? The double-waved yellows, Simon Tinkler parking his car at the top of Paddock Hill. Very sensible place to park it, get it out of the way. Some good stuff there.
Oh, and there's something going on into Paddock Hill. There's 3 cars.
Oh, there's 3 cars abreast.
Almost had a little bit of contact.
At the back there. In fact, I think that is, surely that's blue flags being waved down
there.
Was
that
Ian
E20
Pryor?
of
Ian Pryor moving through the field, look. Ian Pryor running the green car. That's Ian Pryor running in 4th place. So that was obviously to just lap the field.
Was that the number 20 of Luff there? I can't see from here. I don't think it is.
It's car number 15 and 20, isn't it?
20 and Luff.
And that's Watt and Luff. That's for position as well, by the way, Bradley. Right in the back of the grid, but that is for position.
Brilliant racing.
We've got waved yellow. Somebody's off at the top. Oh, it looks like Leon. Turn around. There's somebody off at the top. I think it might be.
That's going to be, if he doesn't get that move, that's going to be a safety car. No, it's not. He's got it back on the circuit.
He's got it going. It's Samuels, car number 187. That's promoted Young and Toby up to 7th and 8th. Samuels drops down to 9th. just a little bit out of sorts at the top there.
I think that might be the tyres overheating in. I think it's getting warmer now, and they might be leaning on those a little bit too much towards the end of the race.
Yes, absolutely. And I can tell you, Luff has got past Watt for 17th place, the battle we were just chatting about there. So we've got a minute left. In fact, the checkered flag has been waved early. Yes, the checkered flag
ready, are they?
has been waved. I think because of the delay we had to the equipped GTS race, it's caught us out. They're still over.
So that leaves Neves with the win, followed by McCarthy.
Yeah, so there's still 30 seconds left on the clock, but they've waved the checkered flag early, which has caught us out a little bit, hasn't it? But the checkered flag has fallen, and Ollie Neves is your first race winner of the year in 2021 for the BCV8 Championship. He's carried on from where he left off in 2020 and dominated. He's won by 8.76 seconds. Russell McCarthy comes home in second place. He's got his hand out
Man of the Marshal, waving at all the marshals. Brilliant, love to see it.
Paying his respect there, look.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
What if the marshals do what they do in F1, you know, where they used to bow down and...
giving him a flag.
Giving him a flag. So look, let me run you through the running order. If we bring that on screen, Lane, as well, if it's still there. Ollie Neves is your champion. It is still on screen. So let's bring the final TSL time sheet on screen. Ollie Neves, your race winner. Russell McCarthy in second. Neil Fowler in third. Ian Pryor in fourth. Johnny Wheeler in fifth. Jim Bryan in sixth. And we've got Young, Tovey, Samuels, Wells, Wardle, Cripps, Greenwood, McAngus, Mackay, Linfield, Luff and Watt. Unfortunately, we did lose James Wheeler and Simon Tinkler from this race in 19th and 20th respectively. We'll bring you all of the group results as well very, very shortly, as soon as we get it all confirmed for you. Don't go anywhere though, stay with us, because we're going to be live right now for the Lackford Engineering Midget and Sprite Challenge Race 1, the very, very first race of the season for the Midget and Sprites, and if it's anything like that, room for a cracker.
I'm looking forward to this, Ian. They're all in assembly area, ready to go. I think they're probably all strapped in, and I think we're going to get them out. Looks like they're already clearing Simon Tinkler car away. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're going to tow it, but that shouldn't be too much of a delay, and we should be straight on to the next race in a moment or two.
Yes, we should. I often think, Bradley, it's quite harsh, isn't it? If another championship has an incident or something, it looks like they've just pulled this in a little bit early. Just by a minute or so, just to make back a little bit of time. It's difficult motorsport, isn't it? Because you do have offs. Time does get eaten away. We were talking about it in the media centre, weren't we? You know, the timetable's there, but it's more of a rough guideline, isn't it?
It is. And obviously we need to make sure we have our lunches to give the marshals a bit of a break there, and that's obviously vital. But it makes it worse, Ian, when there's telly. I think the telly normally dictates as and when they're taking Tinkler's car right off the top of paddock, so that they'll get that turned around pretty quick.
Very sensible.
Sensible driving where he's pulled off. They obviously knew there was an exit gate, and he'll probably be first back to his station, I would have thought, in the paddock. So,
absolutely.
Nice driving there.
So what do you think of that race? Everybody, please do comment. We can see the comments. We want to know what you think. Did you enjoy it? I'll tell you something, I certainly did. That was a cracker, wasn't it? And I've got it confirmed. Thank you, Paul Bridgman, a very good friend of ours. Hi, and yes, I think Bobby T is doing Porsches this year. Will be awesome with Harry King and Dan Camish too. Happy days.
Brilliant.
Mike Trinton says the BCV8 racing is fantastic. Still building mine. See you later in the year. Mike, we can't wait to see you with us. Jackie McAngus says good luck, Russ.
Is Harry King back in the Porsches this year, Ian? I think he is, isn't he? Is he doing a Euro Series? I think he might be doing a Euro Series. I'm not 100% sure, but I know he's been testing abroad at the moment, probably no doubt to get the weather. It's quite difficult in the UK. The delay certainly helps with testing, but it's really tricky because the season's generally held in the summer, and the problem is all the off-season testing, it can get very cold, and it's difficult to get the car up to temperature, so it's not the best time. So lots of drivers go abroad to test, but obviously with COVID it's near enough impossible to get that done.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And of course, expensive as well, but
and it's very cold at a racetrack in winter in the UK. I can
assure
you of that, and wet. Right, let's move on to the MGCC Lackford Engineering MG Midget and Sprite Challenge. Just to confirm, at the end of this race, we will bring you the official classified results for that race 1 of the BCV8 Championship, along with the Midget and Sprite as well. Just to remind you of what happened in qualifying. We've got a little video to play you. Just pre-recorded a recap of our qualifying. Elaine, if you could roll, VT. Another fantastic qualifying session we saw for the Lackford Engineering Midget and Sprite Challenge, and it went right down to the wire between Chalk and Wildman. Well, the Wildman took it and just about managed to get it over the line by 0.027 of a second. There was nothing in it. We're in for a thrilling race between those two, aren't we? It's going to be an absolute storm, and you won't miss it. We're going to be live very shortly.
Oh, they're off.
Yeah, but not for long.
Nice. I don't know how you do it, switching back and forth.
He does it then. That's what Elaine's doing.
For you. I don't know how you fit through and know everything. It's incredible.
Just make it up.
I can't keep up.
So welcome back everybody. As you can see, the Midget and Sprite challenge cars are making their way on to the track. It's another 20-minute race, and if it's anything like that BCV8 race, we're in for an absolute whopper, aren't we? Just whilst they're making their way around, let me run you through the qualifying order for you. Richard Wildman is the man. The Wildman is on pole position. Michael Chalk in second place, Martin Morris in third, Pippa Cow in fourth. Then you've got Tom Walker, David Weston, Edward Weston, Ian Burgin, John Collinson, Dean Stanton, Robin Lackford, James Fetterblade. Of course, Robin Lackford, actually we spoke to him, didn't we, in the paddock. He's out of this race, unfortunately. He will not be taking the grid. Gearbox problem with the car, wasn't it? Then we've got James Fetterplace, Mark Witherspoon, James Atkinson, Carl Chadwick, Kim Deere, Andrew Coldwell, Edward Easton, Barney Collison, John Simpson, Oshin Shaheen, Nick Rose. Comes back to Oshin as well. It's the first ever race.
Is it? It was.
Look
of course, we spoke to him, and I think we need to keep our eye on Pippa. She sounded very fighty when we spoke to her earlier.
Well, she starts in fourth place, so yes, keep a sharp eye.
The silver number 7 car.
She does, yeah, the silver number 7. Keep an eye on Oshin as well. Car number 15's very first ever race. And I'll tell you what, he didn't qualify last either, so congratulations.
Fantastic.
Remember, a number of groups in here as well. Richard Wildman, the man on pole in Class A. Pippa Cow was actually pole in Class E. Magnificent stuff there. Dean Stanton, the man on pole in Class D as well. So plenty of action. And look at what a sight that is, by the way. What an absolute beauty. So car number 99 and car number 20, as you can see there, separated by nothing more than a sheet of A4 paper in qualifying.
Incredible, isn't it?
0.027 was the gap. Is this going to be settled on the line, Bradley?
I think it might be in, actually. I think, yeah, they're I'm just looking at that first to second place. There's not a big difference in terms of where they're actually placed on the circuit. They're very close. I think it's going to be down to who gets the best drive. These cars are running an awful lot of power. So there's a lot of power to fire through those rear wheels, a lot of torque in them. So we'll hope they both get a clean start, but it may be done on the line this one, Ian. We'll looking forward to see what happens.
Yes.
But as I say, keep your eye on Pippa in the number 7 silver Austin there. I think she, like I said earlier, she sounds fighty. She's really going to, I think, send it into that first corner.
I certainly think so. I am very, very much. This is my first ever Midget and Sprite challenge. If you're wondering why there's a massive gap there is a big gap. That was going to be Robin Lackford, wasn't it? Unfortunately, a gearbox problem meant he cannot start this race, so he is out, and
Green
he won't
flag
be
is waved in.
Yeah, he won't
The
be here
lights
this
will be
afternoon.
coming on in a moment.
Here we go then, Bradley. Are you excited for this?
I
The
am.
engines roar, and it's almost time to go racing. Oh, they're getting a bit jittery, aren't they? Oh, Pippa's getting a little bit jittery now, and off they go.
And she's
what
got
a
an
start by
absolutely
Pippa. What an
fantastic
absolute
start.
wonderful start. Wildman's not had the start he was hoping for. He's dropped down the order massively, and it is that Chalk who takes the lead off the race. It looks like it is. Chalk leads
Pippa's
going
tucked
up
into third there, Ian.
Druids. Is that Morris in second place? And Pippa Cow's got up to third place. Oh, the big lock up. Oh, massive lock up there. And it's gone very wide, I think. That was Wildman with a big lock up. Let's have a little look. High drama. I'm pleased to say everybody's made it round though. And it is Chalk from Morris, from Cow. And Wildman has managed to keep it together and stay in fourth place and can surely build from there. Big lock up there for Wildman into Druids.
Nearly collected Pippa there.
A bit of nerves? Yes, he almost did. Just a bit of nerves.
I think it might be, yeah, turning on the brake, probably getting the car slightly unweighted, lifting that inside up, easily done in these cars.
And I can tell you what, though, he's already gone straight past. And look at that, who's number 4 as well? Weston making a move, and it looks like they both got past. So it looks like Wildman and Weston have both got past Pippa Cow on the opening lap of this race. So it's Chalk from Morris, from Wildman, from Cow, Weston in 5th, Walker in 6th, Collinson in 7th, Virgin in 8th, Chadwick in 9th, Fetterplace in 10th, Stanton in 11th, Atkinson 12th, Deere 13th, Simpson 14th, Caldwell in 15th, Eastern 16th, Rose 17th, Shaheen in 18th, and Collinson in 19th place. So it's all changed. In fact, I can tell you, only 5 cars didn't swap position on that opening lap, Bradley. How exciting is that?
Brilliant. Little twitch there from the number 19 coming through Graham Hill. I think they're still working on getting their temperatures up in. So I think that's what that was. I think they just let the rear rotate a little bit too much, but they kept it on the circuit. So nice driving there from the number 19.
And in our rookie watch, Oshin has made up another place as well. So fair play. So let's have a little look at the leaders, shall we? And already Wildman is starting to catch back up to the leading pack as well. He got very slow off the line, got bogged down, didn't he? And got a little bit swamped and locked up going into Druids, but managed to keep it, held it together for 4th place, and then since got back past Pippa and is now really coming right up to the back of Morris and Chalk, who's out in the lead. Remember, there was nothing to choose between them in qualifying, and Wildman, the number 99, is going to try and go around the outside. He's certainly going to get a big run.
He's looking like he's going to go for a switch back there, Ian. I think, to try and get him down the main straight.
I certainly think so. It's all about position, isn't it, Bradley?
4 of them all right together coming onto the main straight. The lead 3 are taking a little bit of break from the number 4 driver of Western there.
And look at that, Wild. We're going to go and try and go around the outside into Paddock Hill on Morris. Let's have a look. He's not going to get it done this time. But he goes wide to get a good run, doesn't he? He's going to try and get a cut back going into Druids.
I think he is in. He's definitely pulling him in. Maybe he'll be able to get him onto braking in.
Look at that.
Very late on the brakes.
Very late.
Very late. Very brave. Good boy. Let's get it done next time.
Is that what you'd do, Bradley?
No. Sensible move.
Sensible move indeed. I can tell you Stanton has moved up to 9th place, got past Chadwick on that last lap. So Stanton 9th, Chadwick in 10th. Deere has got past Shaheen on that lap as well. So Deere up to 17th place.
And again, that lead pack of 4 cars there in Chalk from Morris, from Marlborough, from Western. They're all Western, excuse me. They're all right together again, coming into the main straight, coming up towards Paddock Hill. I don't think anyone's going to get a move done here. But let's see what happens. Let's see if someone takes a wide on. We got a car stopped into Paddock. Is that
big smash.
Is that a
bit of a smash, I think, as well.
Is that a smash or is his bonnet?
That will surely bring out the safety car.
No, I don't think it is. I think his bonnet's come up in the wind.
Bonnet's just come up.
I don't think they've latched it down properly, but I think that's going to have to be a safety car unless they can get that driven away.
Let's have a look. I thought I saw.
He looks like he's driving away. I think he's going to take that to the exit gate. There's no way that car's going to come back into the race.
That's great. Oh, it's got up again. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. Oh dear. We are already looking at that yet. So, yeah, not the best place to be. Frustrating end to the race for him. Did we see what number that was in? Did we see who it was?
Let me have a look. I thought it was Simpson. I could be wrong. Just bear with me. But I think it's Simpson. Yeah, it's Simpson. Car number 14.
That's not how you want to end your race there. That's frustrating for him.
And I must apologise. I think I over-exaggerated. It looked worse than it was. And I can tell you, looks like Wildman's gone on the outside of Morris as they go into Paddock Hill.
We've got somebody off onto the last.
We've got somebody off down. We've got 2 off down at the bottom as well.
We've got a spinner.
And I can tell you, Morris has just managed to hold off Wildman. Wildman's going into Druids. He's going to get the job done. Is he? He's so tight. He's going to hold the line. And now it looks like Morris is going to have the inside line as they come down. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Let's have a little look. Can Morris hold it? And he has. Morris has just held it, but now Wildman's going to try and cut back. Thrilling stuff. He goes very, very defensive.
I think he's going to keep his foot in there. No, he's not. He's tucked back in. Sensible move.
That could have ended in disaster, but very good racing. We've got
a slippery surface flag out.
I think we might have oil on the track.
There may be some fluid being dropped from somebody. I'm not quite sure where that is.
We've got the oil flag, slippery track,
slippery surface.
Down on the start-finish line. Perhaps
there was a bit of contact there, Ian, to bring that bonnet up.
Maybe. Guys, it's all drama, isn't it? It's all going on here. And I can tell you, it's chalk from Morris, but there's nothing in it. Look at them. They are locked together. And it looks like, look at that, what a move by Wildman. He's desperate to try and get past it as they're coming through the traffic. It's all high drama indeed. And it looks like Chalk has dropped down to 3rd place. Morris is the leader. Morris is the race leader. I didn't actually see what happened, I've got to be honest. But Morris from Wildman, and Chalk's dropped down to 3rd. And Weston's now having a go at Chalk as well. Has he got a problem? Chalk's dropped down to 4th. I think he might have a problem. Do not go anywhere. This is high drama indeed. This is thrilling stuff.
I think drivers taking a lot of caution through Paddock Hill Bend there, Ian, with that slippery surface flag. which I believe they're still holding out. So I don't think we're going to see a great deal of overtaking, although we are. Someone's gone through.
Yeah, and that is Wildman and Morris. That is for the lead of the race as well. Is Wildman going to go on the inside? He's been trying to get past Morris all afternoon. He's now got the inside line into Druids.
He's holding him around the outside. It's going to be two abreast on exit coming down to Graham Hill.
And once again, Morris has somehow managed to get the grip round the outside and hold it into Graham Hill. What a battle we're witnessing
Great
here.
racing. He's going to try and get him on a switch
Wildman's
back.
got the inside line. He's going to hold it surely this time. Look at him go toe to toe. This is for the lead of the race. Wildman on the inside takes the lead.
Brilliant
from
racing,
Morris.
nice and clean, fantastic.
And
Well done,
Weston's
guys.
going round. Weston's on a little sneaky peek as well. This is absolutely brilliant racing.
And I think they're both getting past the back markers there in safety. Somebody's off on the last bend.
Oh, somebody's got, is that?
They clipped the gravel. I think
I
that was a back
that's
marker
what it
there,
was.
Ian.
See who it is.
But they clipped the gravel. I think that was all right in the end. They got away with it.
Oh, and it's Chalk, the man who started second in the race. In fact, he got the lead, didn't he? He's just put a wheel on the dirt up there and dropped back quite a bit. So Chalk getting a little bit out of sorts there. And it looks like it is Wildman, the man who started on pole, has retaken the lead from Morris. Weston has had an absolute flyer as well.
Morris is still right on him though, Ian. He's going to come back, I reckon. And I reckon he's going to try and come back on this lap.
Oh, car number 18 just getting out of the way. That is Atkinson just moving sensibly out of the way. Weston will be desperate to get past Atkinson there, and he gets the job done as well. This is going to go down to the wire, isn't it?
So
it
the
really
two
is.
leaders now have got some bit of breathing space there, so we might see some nice clean racing again. I think they've pulled in that slippery surface flag now.
They have, haven't they?
So
although car number 60, fair bit of blue smoke coming out the back of car number 60. That's Collinson. Is that going to have an impact on things? Let's hope he's not.
And the number 6, and Morris has gone up the inside right at the last minute.
For it.
Oh no, he's clipped him in.
Oh,
he's clipped him.
And that allows Weston through. Oh, Weston goes through and takes the lead of the race. Would you believe it? Weston leads. Weston leads.
Oh no, we got peeling off.
Morris is out. Morris is out of the race. It's pulled up on Druids. We got waved yellows.
I think he might have a bit of suspension damage there, Ian, from that tap through Paddock Hill.
I think so. The big question is, does Wildman? Wildman still looks like it's still up to speed.
That's going to be a safety.
There's been a spinner down at the bottom of Paddock Hill as well. It's drama absolutely everywhere.
That's definitely going to be a safety car there, Ian. I'm certain of that. That's going to have to be a safety car to clear that away.
Double waved yellows. We're just waiting for the ball to come out. Surely, we're going to have a safety car. Let's just wait and see.
We've got two cars off.
I mean, you've got the marshals there. They're in danger. Oh, look at where the marshals are. I mean, you get somebody going a bit hot down there.
They're going to need to pull the safety car out on that pretty quick. You've got double waved yellows everywhere, but we've got two cars off, one at the exit of Paddock
and
one
the safety car board is out.
Safety car board is out.
A safety car. We have a safety car.
Let's hope they can get that cleared and we can get back racing.
And it's almost needed just to calm things down a little bit. We've got Morris at the top of Druids out of the race as well. I'm just trying to see who that is down at the bottom of Paddock Hill.
Well, that's obviously going to bunch all the cars up in as well. So provided we get this cleared, it might take a few minutes to do so, but we've still got just over 10 minutes left of racing. So hopefully we get it cleared and we get back to racing as soon as possible.
Yes.
But of course it will bunch the cars back up.
Well, what a race this has been, by the way. I mean,
when you're running out of breath there, Ian, and your voice is going.
Oh, I am. So we are under safety car conditions. The safety car is out. It's the Midget, the Lackford Engineering Midget and Sprite Challenge. So we do have the safety car is out right now. So I believe we can bring a safety car graphic on the screen to say that the safety car's out.
Or we could just tell you.
We can tell you that as well. I mean, you can probably see for yourself. But
and they're just picking them up now on the main straight there. Drivers weaving left to right to try and keep the temperatures up in the cars. It's unfortunate that we saw the blue car of who was it we dropped there? Was it Wildman we dropped? No, have I got that wrong? Who did we drop?
Morris. Morris at the top. I mean, what a race we were having there! Wow.
Yeah, it's a real shame that we've dropped him out there. Looks like they're having to tow that car out of the mud there. So hopefully there's not a great deal of damage to that car and also the car that's in paddock backwards. I don't know what happened there, but no doubt he lifted probably, and it just turned that car around and put it into the gravel. I think he's backwards in. Did he manage to get that in backwards or is that in forwards? I can't quite see from here.
I think it's in forwards.
I think you're right, Ian. I think it is forwards, isn't it?
I'll tell you something, Bradley. I remember the first time, and in fact, I'll tell you who it was. It was Nick Jackson.
Okay.
Took me out in a Ford KA. And I remember the first time I'd ever driven around Brands Hatch.
Now, when you say took me out, you mean you were in the passenger seat or he clipped you?
No, I was driving. I was driving. He was next to me. He was a very good driver coach, by the way, Nick Jackson. Do check him out. And I remember his advice to me as we're going round Paddock Hill. First time I'd ever done it in my life. He says, I'm about at the top, just hitting the apex. And he goes, put your foot down. I'm like, are you mad? And he goes, put your foot down, how's your spin?
Absolutely, and he's absolutely right. If you coast through Paddock Hill Bend, because of the nature of the corner, the car goes light mid-corner. And the only way you can get the car to not go light and get the weight back down is to accelerate. It's very counterintuitive, and lots of stuff in motorsport is counterintuitive, and it's really important that you do commit to that corner, get the front in, get on the power and drive through.
You want to stop. Everything tells you that you shouldn't be putting your foot down, but actually you have to put your foot down, otherwise you could be in that gravel track.
And that's what causes cars to go wide, because the car goes light in the corner, it understeers, and it's really, really, really easy to run wide, but you've just got to trust your right foot, go against everything that every fibre in your body that's telling you to brake, do not brake, and keep your foot down and pull the car through the corner, or in this case with rear wheel drive, push the car through the corner. But the principle's the same, it pushes the car down into the road, and that's what you need.
Whilst we're behind safety car conditions, we've got Elaine who's producing the show today, doing a great job. Elaine, if you could just bring up TSL onto the screen, just so everybody can have a little look at the running order as it stands at the minute. We've had high drama in this race. It's been absolutely fascinating. You know, you don't need F1, do you, when you've got Midget and Sprite Challenge?
Well, you say that, Ian. It's cracking racing, and you know, F1 is also brilliant. And I think we all saw the race last weekend, the Formula One. It was fantastic, wet, dry, and some great racing. But in these club level motorsports, you do get some really, really great racing. You know, they're fantastic, and yeah, it's exciting, really exciting.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Looks like they're towing the car away into. I still don't know who. Do we know who dropped off into Paddock Hill Bend? They've just pulled that car out.
I will be able to tell you. Yes.
I think they're towing the car out at Druids as well. So it's not. I don't think going to be this lap.
Easton, yeah.
I think there's going to be another lap, and then I think they'll be back to racing.
Yes, got to make sure the marshals are out of the way. So it is Weston is your race leader. Wildman behind. He's had a wild race as Wildman, hasn't he? Started on pole position, got very bogged down at the start, and he dropped all the way down.
He did.
To fourth place, got himself back up to second, had a magnificent tussle with Morris, who's out of this race now. So it's Weston in the lead, Wildman in second, Chalk in third, Pippa Cow still going strong in fourth place, Bergin in fifth, Stanton in sixth, Fetter Place in seventh, Chadwick's in eighth. But may have a penalty. Atkinson in 9th, Caldwell in 10th, Collinson in 11th, Deere in 12th. Shahian, by the way, debut race up to 13th place.
Incredible.
Fantastic stuff.
Good lad, well
done. First ever race, not just debut race, but first ever race. Rose in 14th, Collinson in 15th, and unfortunately it looks like we've lost Walker, Morris, Easton and Simpson from this race. We have just over 5 minutes left to go. We're still under safety car conditions, although
I'm pretty confident
fingers crossed, we think this is going to be the last lap.
I think it is, Ian. I think they're going to bring that safety car in this lap. He's going awfully slow in that safety car, so drivers will be struggling to keep the temperatures up. He or she in the safety car, in my opinion, probably needs to go slightly quicker to help keep the temperatures up in those tyres. So it might be interesting going into paddock after that pulls in there.
That's about as fast as I'd go in my Peugeot 207 Active.
It's about as fast as it will go in.
No, I'm just a really slow driver. That's why I'm up here and not down there.
So the lights are still flashing. I think they'll probably turn it off down the back straight here if it is going to be switched off. I can still see the car into Druids, but I think that might be behind the barrier now. So
no, lights are still on. There you go. Lights are off now. So we will be going racing. So it's Weston in the lead.
The number 4 car will
second.
start bunching up.
Chalk in third. This is going to be a battle right to the end, isn't it, Bradley? I'm looking forward to this. Can Pippa Cow do something as well? She's in fourth place. I'll tell you what, those three go for it. Just like we saw with Weston. Spent a bit of the race running sort of a bit further down, was always in the running, and then capitalised on a couple of mistakes. In goes the safety car. We've still got yellows. That's surely about to change to green. We've got green flag racing, and up we go. It's Weston who leads over the line. Waldman in second place. Trying to have a little sniff, trying to go perhaps slightly wider to get a better run up the hill into Druids. And Chalk is right there as well. This is the battle you're watching for the lead of this race. With 3.5 minutes left to go. Chalk trying to go round the outside.
Round the outside of both of them.
What a manoeuvre. If he can make it stick. Can Chalk make it stick?
I don't think he can, Ian. I think he went a little bit wide. I think he
unless he's
overshot that
feeling
corner
incredibly
slightly.
brave into Graham Hill, and not quite. Very late on the brakes there was Chalk. Very confident it would appear on the brakes.
Waldman was looking very racy in the number 99 there. He took an early turn into Graham Hill there to try and get a better exit, and I think he has. He's right on the back of Weston coming into the main straight, so I think he's going to get in his slipstream in.
He's incredibly close,
I think he's probably going to have a go into turn 1. I would.
Richard Wildman all over the back of Weston here.
Weston's going defensive.
And he's going to have to do it around the outside again.
Sensible move, but he's going to have a slow exit coming out of
He is, isn't he? And Wildman, surely, he's going to have a big... Although it looks like, look at that, Weston's completely shut the door. This is allowing Chalk to maybe think about making his move again. And look how late Chalk is into Druid. Magnificent stuff. Just looking through the rest of the order, there's been no change through the rest of the order as it stands at the minute. So it is all about this battle at the sharp end of the grid here.
I think they're still the same positions, aren't they, Ian, as when we pulled the safety car in?
They are still your total running order at the minute. It is Weston, Wildman, Chalk, Coward, Bergen, Stanton, Federplace, Chadwick, Atkinson, Colwell, Collinson, Deer, Shaheen, Rose, Collinson, and of course we've lost Walker, Morris, Easton and Simpson from this race. What can Wildman do, Bradley? What's going on in his head right now? Is he thinking, where can I get this move done on Weston?
Well, with 5
He's
minutes
running out of
left.
time. He's got 2 minutes left.
Is it 2 minutes we've got left?
2 minutes left. I think
he's on him again into Druids. I think he's going to make him go around the outside.
He is, isn't he? He's driving so well, is Weston. He's just putting his car in all the right places,
He's putting him right where Wildman wants to be. But that is going to compromise his lap. Looks like he's going to get a good run here. He overshot, he's missed his apex.
He's got a little bit wide there.
He's going to give Wildman the chance.
He's going to pull to the left, is Weston, isn't he? He's making that car like the Titanic, no way through.
Again, Weston's he's early into the left-hander there, which is going to give Waldman the opportunity to come back onto the main straight, which it is. He's right on him again.
He is, isn't he? And literally, look how close. Just mate, you had a couple of changes. Shaheen's dropped down to 15th. That's Lab Road.
So Weston's gone defensive. He's right up alongside him.
And he's never been this close before, has he?
Wildman
massively on the outside. Who's going to be brave?
Is he going to hold him around the outside? No, he's not.
They've slot back into position. He's just about managed to hold it. Surely he's going to move to the right.
This is all giving Chalk. This is all helping Chalk. This is helping him catch up with the 2 leaders. And he's gone around the outside of him. Can he make it stick this time?
No, he's gone very wide, isn't he?
He's onto the marbles there, I think.
He's super late on the brakes. And that is going to compromise his chances quite big. Although it does look like Weston's struggling.
I think his tyres are going off here. He's missing his apex into Graham Hill, which is giving Waldman the opportunity to come back down the back straight there. And again, he's missed his apex again. So I think he's struggling with those tyres. I think they might be going off. He's really pushing that car. He's really working it hard.
He's only got 1 lap as well. He's going to have to hold on for.
It's now or never, boy.
This is the penultimate lap. We're about to start the last lap of the race. And once again, Wildman goes to the outside.
Is he going to get it done? No, I don't think he is. But again, he's had to go defensive in the lead, has Weston, which is going to give Wildman the opportunity. And I think he's going to have a go there, Ian. I think he's going to have a go. Does he look like he's going around the outside, is he?
He's going to have to be super late, isn't he?
Great driving from Weston. He's putting his car exactly where Wildman wants to be, and he's keeping him behind him.
He really is. This is magnificent race. Coming up to Arshen now on his debut race. Not so sure they're going to catch him. Weston on the final lap. The final time around is just keeping Wildman at bay. Is Wildman going to make a wild lash at it? He's not going to get it done there, unfortunately. He's going to have to, and he goes. He's going to try and take a wide
get the switch back
line.
here. He's gone in early.
Oshin, great drive by Oshin, by the way, just to get out of the way. And it looks like Weston is going to come over the line and get the job done. He's come under incredible pressure all throughout this race. He's down the checkered flag, and Weston wins the race from Waldman in second place. Chalk comes home in third. Oh, Bradley, we've seen some magnificent defensive driving there, haven't we?
Genuinely, Ian, that was absolutely fantastic driving from all the drivers, but the top 3 absolutely fantastic. All giving each other enough space, perfect driving. Weston putting the car exactly where Wildman wants to be, and Wildman just could not get that move done. But I think the sensible side came out, and I don't think he made any silly manoeuvres, and it allowed them both to finish 1 and 2, which will definitely help their championship positions.
Yes, it certainly will. What a start we've had to the Midget and Sprite Challenge. I'll just run you through the order. Western is your race winner, of course, after 20 minutes. Wildman in second place, Chalk in third, Pippa Cow in fourth, Bergin in fifth, Stanton in sixth, Fetty Place in seventh, Chadwick in eighth, Collinson in ninth, Atkinson in 10th, Deer coming over the line in 11th, Rose is finishing 12th. Let's wait for the rest of the order. Caldwell in 13th, then we've got kind of a 60 Collinson in 14th. Shaheen on his debut comes home 15th place, and the last of the runners. I'll tell you what though, fantastic, he'll be chuffed with that, won't he, just to get to the finish and to have been in a few tussles as well. He's certainly impressed on his debut.
Absolutely, and he's got one of the best coaches. We were talking earlier, who's also an ex-champion, was he saying, back in 2003?
Yes,
is his coach, I believe he was saying.
And you know, a few better people to learn from us than a past champion.
And an ex-champion, brilliant.
Right,
Good driving from all.
well, we've seen some huge drama here today for the BCV8 Championship and the Midget and Sprite Challenge. We will bring you the full classified results shortly, but we are going to go to a short break. I'm going to try and catch my voice back because we've still got 2 races left to go, haven't we? We'll be back live about 5:30 for those races, although of course we are going to give you a little update on things as well. Bradley, I know you've got to shoot off now, but thanks so much for giving us your insight.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm looking forward to hopefully being invited back at some point.
Anytime you like.
We will see. Now, hopefully in a minute I'm going downstairs and get my hair sorted out.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
That's all I care about, Ian.
Right, we're going to go get ourselves a nice cup of tea. I think we need it after that. Magnificent racing from both the BCV8 Championship and the Lackford Engineering Midget and Sprite Challenge. We will be back later today, though. We've still got 2 more races to go. They've got to do it all again. I'm Ian Waterhouse from Brands Hatch, and we'll see you in an hour or so.